Greetings, my name is Siobhan. 6 of my sisters and I have decided to unite to form the Ascension transition team. This unity of sisterhood transcends space and time as we each live in different states in the United States. We have come together and decided to present a Free Our Mounds tour, the North American Free Your Mounds tour. And we are uniting with our brothers over at Journey to Truth as we come together in unity and harmony to unite truthers, whistleblowers, the disclosure movement, light workers, healers, ascension, transition, crossing the rainbow bridge together. We also understand that many are not clear of what's going on at this time, and that is okay. There's not a single one of us that has all the answers. There's not a single one of us that understands the full truth. But uniting, we bring many pieces of the puzzle together, working together to restore our remembrance, to reintegrate our higher selves, to free ourselves from planetary sexual enslavement, mind control, limitation, uniting to experience sovereignty for every human being on this planet. And instead of focusing on topics we don't agree upon, whether or not there's extraterrestrials, whether or not there is a cabal and a dark force keeping information hidden from us, whether or not there's angels, whether or not demons exist. Let's focus on what we can agree upon. And what we can agree upon is that no human child should be raped or murdered or used for their energy. No human being should be controlled or limited, denied the truth, starved to death. Let's stop agreeing on war. War is not necessary and does not serve the collective of Mother Gaia or our earth. The evidence does show that there are a group of controlling people that are focused on controlling the populace, on controlling the resources, and on controlling the money and the finances. And when we unite and remember our power, we can say no to this limitation and restore sovereignty and freedom to the planet, helping us to heal and unite as a collective. And I say, let's focus on what helps and heals and ascends our planet. I love you, and I look forward to working with you, assisting you, supporting you. We are the Ascension Transition Team, one of many gathering in service to Mother Gaia and the Creator. Namaste. Greetings, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in no matter where you are, whether or not you are on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, maybe on Twitter, possibly on Instagram, wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you so much. My name is Siobhan Blu-ray ATF. I am one of the members of the Ascension Transition Team, and present with me today, I also have my sister, Rachel Rose. And Rachel, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Rose, also known as Red Rose Grace. I am also one of the members of the Ascension transition team. And I'm honored to be here today. Welcome, Siobhan. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, sister. And would you like to share some information, maybe say a little bit about our Ascension transition team?
Yes. Greetings, family of light, rainbow warriors, volunteers, bird tribes, soul tribes, ground crews, and Ascension teams. We are the Ascension transition team, one of many assisting Mother Gaia at this time in unity and honor, truth of purpose, guided by our higher selves. We are a team gathering around the world in service, raising the vibration of Gaia, Nova Terra, Mother and Father, Source Creator. As you know, as a team, we are here to support one another and to support the collective. Our divine sisters are Karen Howell, Katrina Taylor, Kay, Keisha, Michelle, Christy Lee, Linda Clear, myself, Rachel Rose, Red Rose Grace, and Siobhan Hill, Blu-ray ATF.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. So again, such an honor. And I feel that it is important to share that we have decided and actually been guided to gather in unity as a team of individuals having multiple skills, multiple healing modalities, multiple experiences, just being able to present more well-rounded to assist and support as many more of us are starting to awaken. And a lot of people are wondering, like, where can we turn? Where can we get assistance? What does awakening and ascension even means? Like, I just feel something. I'm, getting this urging, this calling, these memories. I'm having strange dreams and stuff is going on in my body. And we are here to support and assist. As we raise the vibration within ourselves, we're actually going through a full healing process, a full ascension process that is actually ongoing. You are a multidimensional being. We are multidimensional beings. Many of us, our origin actually extends beyond the earth. And it's kind of daunting to hear that or become aware of that. I know, Rose, it was probably strange when you first started getting those messages and you're like, what? I'm from where? Like, what's going on?
Yes, definitely. But luckily I had you to help me along the way. As we're here to help others now, it's we're here as a community support and unity with one another. And it's always great to have a sister to ask questions, and kind of, share experiences with, and know that you're not crazy and you are well on your way to your journey of connecting to your higher self. And we've been there and we're here to support you and help you along that journey as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. So along with healing services and alchemy services, Reiki services, readings, inspiration, insight, clarity, we have found that coaching and supporting, ongoing support is very important, especially like as you're clearing energy. We also are being guided to clear belief systems. And sometimes, or actually a lot of times, when you have patterns form, this pattern of thinking, this pattern of experiences, and as you're clearing energy, sometimes just that little bit of support, that motivation to remind you of how strong you are, how much support you have physically and energetically. People have found, and I myself have found very, very important just to lift each other up and encourage each other to keep going. And sometimes it's like, we've had to support each other whether or not they're having experiences or attacks in dream time. even TIs, which are targeted individuals, you know, super soldiers, people that have experienced sexual trauma, even satanic ritual abuse. So it can get pretty deep, this, you know, process of healing and ascension. It really can.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, even in my own journey, I found myself feeling very alone.
Yeah.
I feel that that is something that, you know, we as a team moving into unity consciousness are there to support one another so that our brothers and sisters are not feeling alone, because that is a tool that's used against us to make us feel that, you know, being sensitive is wrong, or it's a weakness. And it's actually a strength. It's a beautiful spiritual gift that we have of empathy, and to be able to connect with one another, you know, in unity, in consciousness. It's a beautiful way to empower ourselves, actually, to tap into those spiritual gifts, and we're there to support and help one another, you know, empower one another in that sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's dive in to the North American Free Our Mounds tour. So why are the mounts important? Would be like the first question. What are mounts? So a lot of us, you know, and you might be brand new to this. You might have no idea about freeing or clearing grid lines, Mother Gaia's ley lines, the mounds, the pyramids. There's crystals in our earth. And these are things, you know, yes, there are good sources that you can, you know, read and look into for support, but also really understanding that as you're integrating your higher self, you're actually going to start remembering a lot of this information. And part of the distortion and the manipulation and cutting us off from our higher selves was to limit us from the truth of our nature, how energy works, and the importance of the ley line system that include the mounds, that include the pyramids and sacred sites. So there is a concern that some of the, like honestly, I did not realize how many mounds are in North America. So when I was actually activating, because again, the ascension, healing, integrating, activating process, it is a series of steps and it's a process. So when my higher self and oversoul had first reminded me like of the Serpent Mounds here in Ohio, I honestly, you know, this is back in 2011, I'm like, okay, noted, not sure what that means or what you want me to do about it, but noted, they're here in Ohio, wonderful. Related to the indigenous, great, you know, but actually, I didn't visit them till the first time until last year in 2019. So I was told about them, or reminded, really. I was reminded in 2011. I didn't even visit the Serpent Mounds here in Ohio till 2019. So if you're ready, should we just dive on in and talk about the mounds?
Oh yes, definitely. I'm so excited about this. I feel that it's a very exciting time for me personally to start to connect, you know, with my soul tribe and my sisters, you know, in service, you know, and being able to do something that I feel is greater than just myself. It's something that I feel called to on a deep spiritual way. And I know that those listening to us now, you know, you're here for a reason. And if you're hearing this and you're resonating with us, then you've been called as well to join us on our Free Our Mounds tour. And yes, and you know, Siobhan, I'd like you to share a little bit more of the importance of the American mounds, because I feel that this is a beautiful place for us to start. You know, we're here. This is our homeland. I often ask myself spiritually, you know, why was I born here, and in my origins, and it's just questions that I soul search within myself, and discovering some of this information about the mounds has really helped to enlighten myself and along my own spiritual path, and feel empowered and knowing that, you know, I was born here for a reason, and I'm guided and supported to physically travel. Fortunately, I'm going to be able to physically travel to the Mounds. So yeah, Siobhan, if you wanted to share a little bit more about that, about the American Mounds and the land.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. And just as a reminder, we thank you for staying on this long. And I do want to point out that at the end of this beautiful, enlightening conversation, we will also share a message given to us during an angelic universal regression alchemy session that we had with our brother, Tyler Koala over at Journey to Truth. So our brothers will also be participating in this tour, along with other healers and friends that you may know out here working hard in the community. So you will want to stay tuned in to hear this message, because he actually brought forth one of the Galactic Guardians named Toltec, who has some information to provide about the significance of the North American Mounds. So you definitely want to tune in for that, or stay tuned. So let's dive a little bit deeper. Why are the mounds important? So many may not be aware of this, because again, you know, we're awakening, we're tuning into the truth, and some of this stuff is well hidden from us. But with that integration, it can't be hidden for too long. So the North American Mounds are energetically actually similar, and serve a similar purpose as our pyramids and sacred sites, even on other continents such as Africa and South America. Some of the sacred sites in Australia, you know, wherever you go, there's sacred sites everywhere, Asia. So our North American mounds here are considered sacred sites, connecting into that same sacred energetic system. So the original grid ley line system was laid by the ancient builder race. Some of you may also consider this race the incarnated Elohim elders, which are of angelic origin. So they also go by many names. It's important to remember that. Like, we go by many names. You know, whether you believe in incarnation or not, it is a true thing, a true experience. So you've incarnated many times. So they serve as galactic guardians of the multiverse, serving as galactic guardians. And obviously they had come to set up the original grid ley line energetic system here on this planet. So we have received guidance to travel to multiple mound locations here in North America, which I didn't realize there were so many. And I reside in Ohio, actually about an hour and a half from the Serpent Mounds, and even was like finding out about all these other mounds in Ohio. And it's like, wow, this is pretty awesome and pretty in depth. I think it's been overlooked by many of us. So this is why we are asking for your support for the North American Mound Tour, as many of us have different roles, different gifts, different, you know, just some of us may not be able to travel physically. However, we are willing to do the work, but assistance will be helpful in making sure that we're able to travel to these sites physically and do the work that's needed. So let's explore a little bit more how they serve the grid lines. How do these mounds serve the grid lines? So physically, according to anthropologists, you know, they believe or teach, they consider them to be effigy mounds, pretty much like ancient burial sites. And that's about as far as they go. Like, spiritually, they're not really getting too deep into how the mounds serve the planet energetically. But spiritually, these mounds were created again by the ancient builder race to serve a function far beyond the understanding of the anthropologists or historians. So the native indigenous of North America served as protectors of these important energy vortexes. Now, obviously, as some of us are aware of vortexes and gateways, the different energy mounds serve different purposes energetically. But they are a part of the Gridline system, similar as the pyramids, and some of them are considered energetically pyramids, even though it may not even physically look like a pyramid energetically, or I guess I would assume if you could see it from its fifth dimensional or sixth dimensional level, it would actually be a pyramid. So there were a few that you may know as, okay, so let's talk a little bit about the controllers, or why the Dark Ones took them over. So there were a few that we may know as the Dark Ones, the Conquerors, the Controllers, the Cabal, who actually had an understanding that energetically, to gain control over the planet, we're talking about the whole planet, that it was actually necessary to gain control over the North American Mounds. Let me say that again. To physically and energetically secure the control over the whole planet, it was necessary to gain control over the North American Mounds. And this is actually, like, if we were to dive deeper, you know, it would give you some more understanding as to why they were searching, why Christopher Columbus and other explorers were looking before him, seeking and trying to find North America, because they were aware that North America existed, but energetically they could not find it, and that might be a whole nother discussion. But these mounds, many are still overlooking the significance, because North America was technically the last continent to be conquered. North America was the last continent to be conquered. So according to the Galactic Guardian I mentioned earlier, our brother Toltec, connecting with the mounds will help broaden the understanding of our own planet. And that's a lot, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful. So basically, reestablishing our connection to the land via the mounds and the grid lines is vital to reclaiming our empowerment and sovereignty. It's vital to the ascension of this planet. So,
right.
Yeah.
You know, and as we heal and we release the dense trauma energy of the planet, and we raise our own individual vibration as well, and collectively. So it's, you know, it's a macro and a micro thing. It's, you know, it's internal and external, and we are rippling that out collectively, you know, on a planetary level and throughout the multiverse.
Yeah.
You know, but individually, you know, reestablishing our connection to our planet is vital at this time, in clearing these lines, and within ourselves, healing our personal traumas that have created blocks for us to connect in the way that we naturally are supposed to connect. So yes, and we're here to support everyone who would like to join us, assist with us, those who are called and feel they resonate. So we have created a platform, a container on our Patreon page to support this travel for our Free Our Minds tour. And thank you to everyone for interest and support on our Patreon page and of our North American Mounds tour. On our page, one-time donations or through any type of our donation streams, any donations are accepted and appreciated very much. And continued donations are accepted and appreciated infinitely. And knowing that your financial support is going towards answering the call of Mother Gaia to heal and restore her mounds, sacred sites, grid lines, crystalline frequencies and structures and pyramids and land, and within our collective and within our own individual hearts. And we're here to support everyone on that journey as well within this container. Every donation is energetically a demonstration of exercising your free will in agreement with freeing Mother Gaia at this time from planetary enslavement, trauma, manipulation, and control. As the ground crew and Ascension transition team, one of many on the planet at this time, we have personally, physically been called to the Mounds for this tour. Although I know that some out there feel that they would like to attend physically, but they physically can't. And I understand, you know, we have lives and we have things that we're doing. So we've created a container on our Patreon page with live on-site meditations that we will be sharing. And you can, you know, energetically support us and join in this amazing event and tour. And, you know, we're freeing our minds one mound at a time. As our brother Rasbin said, as we free our mounds, we are freeing ourselves of mind control and of the energies that have created this disruption and imbalance on our planet. And so thank you. We love you and we honor you. We appreciate you for supporting us along this journey, and thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. And again, even to like wrap up our journey, our tour, we will also be creating a documentary. So our brothers from Journey to Truth will be joining us and working with us. There will be, again, other healers and teachers joining with us at different sites. Now, I will say with the nature of our mission, we cannot release the dates or the mound trips publicly. But if you would like to join us, they will be released for the group. And that way, and plus it's a traveling tour. So it won't be like stationary really. So there might be certain mounds you're able to visit. So I would also encourage, like if you want to join us physically, you're more than welcome. Join the group. You know, we'll provide the dates, times, and locations. And that way you can, you know, do your research and find out about accommodations, things of that nature. You might want to rent an RV like us, you know, and RVs do cost money. But even within the group, you know, we can make arrangements to assist and help each other travel together to bring down costs. Other than that, we look forward to your assistance and support. And coming up next, we have our message from our galactic brother and guardian, our brother Toltec, via our brother Tyler. So thank you so much, and we'll see you at the Rainbow Bridge.
Thank you. Much love. See you at the Rainbow Bridge.
Rose. Thank you. Love you.
They're extremely intelligent.
Beautiful.
This is what they have a broader. I'm getting a feeling these birds are very powerful beings. They're like guardians.
Yes. And do you feel guided to communicate with one?
Yes, that's what he wants.
Beautiful. And would you like to guide the communication, or would you like me to ask questions?
You can ask, please.
Beautiful. Thank you. Greetings. Brother, can I ask you questions?
You may.
Thank you. And is there a name you'd like me to call you?
Toltec.
Toltec. Thank you, brother. And what can you tell me about the relationship between you and the beings of this planet? The human-like beings. Mm-hmm.
The physical vessel that they observe we are not actually what we are. We just appear that way to them. We are guardians. We are guardians. We are part of a Galactic Council, and we observe many planets. Many planets.
Yes.
We are observing and monitoring. This is one of the few remaining sanctuaries in this quadrant of the universe that has yet to be infiltrated.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. And can you clarify, is there maybe an energetic reason why they have maintained freedom from infiltration?
Yes, there's the specific race, the specific races of beings on this planet are direct remnants of Source. This is a positive polarity that Source imagined, and this is particularly chosen to remain this way, although it would have still been possible to be taken over by a negative entity. It has yet to happen and cannot happen because of the unconditional love that is taking place on the planet.
Yes. Yes, I was also given the remembrance that there are beings that basically hold the highest memory or purity or unconditional love of Source to help ensure that basically all beings return to Source from where they came, but they hold this energy to ensure that all return, as disconnection is only temporary. Is that correct? And can you further explain?
Yes, in a sense, that is all correct. Can you rephrase the second part of that?
As you described these beings being direct remnants of Source and maintaining a very high polarity or vibration of unconditional love, is this part of the creational experience so that all beings have the opportunity to return to that high vibrational state? It was almost like the way it was, or the way that I interpreted the message, was that we ensure this, or that we do this to ensure that we don't forget as creation. It's almost like a fail-safe or a safety.
Yes, this is part of the original plan, yes. Although some infiltration has happened, and there are very few places like this left. Although because this place remained pure, infiltration will not be tolerated. It will not be allowed. They can not come close to this place. And there are other places like this. And yes, this is exactly what you said, to ensure that it's not even to ensure, it's just when people tap into their inner knowing, they will know of this place, and this is a place that they will dream of and imagine when they imagine their paradise. These are the places that they will connect to, and they will feel that love and that light.
Beautiful, beautiful. And one of the questions our brother has asked, which I usually ask towards the end, but since you are one of the members of the Galactic Council, can you confirm, does our brother also sit on the Galactic Council?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a faction, it's a Galactic Council.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a Star Council within the Galactic Council. So in a sense, he is a member of the Galactic Council, but he is particularly a member of the Star Council.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And if he wishes to communicate and speak to the council, they have a message waiting for him to deliver to his home planet. And he's already received this message in downloads in his dreams, or in his what he would call dreams. But he has no way of deciphering or decoding them yet. Because he is part of the Star Council, unlike many others on the planet, he will be able to unlock these codes and receive this message. It's almost like a key, like he has a key, like a cosmic key.
Yes.
Although not everyone who receives downloads will in this lifetime remember or decode or even know what the message is, as they're not meant to. It's more or less for DNA activation. In his case, there's an actual message that he will be able to access if he wishes to, and it will be information. So the people that he is speaking of on Ansar, his home planet, Earth has not yet written about these people. In any history, they are unaware of this race. The message comes from this race, and he has the key to deliver this message if he desires to. That is his role in the Star Council, gathering this information.
Beautiful, beautiful. And can you confirm, I had actually received a message for him a couple months ago. I believe it was during a Galactic Council meeting where they gave me the message to remind him or share with him that they actually wanted him to have this session today. Was that during a Galactic Council meeting?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is no accident, as you know. It's actually long overdue.
Yes.
Because he pushed it off, he got sidetracked. And although while he did learn valuable lessons for the human experience, that's not necessary for him anymore. He does not have to. He does not have to partake in the human experience as many would understand it to be. His mission lies elsewhere. He just has to realize that it's time to quit playing games, I guess would be a good Earth way to put it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Brother Toltec. And is there anything else, anything you want to share with us, any messages you have, anything you would like to show our brother?
We just want you to know that we know who you are and the role you're playing as you are one of us. And this is why we are communicating with you today. The bird tribe, as you call it, runs throughout the galaxy, throughout the universe. And we are everywhere. And
Yes.
we see the work you are doing, and it's greatly appreciated. And we just want to take this opportunity to thank you.
We thank you. We thank you. And is there anything you would like to clarify as far as the gathering bird tribes on the planet at this time on Earth? From my understanding, there is 37 active incarnated bird tribes.
37. The number, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's from your perspective, yes, but it's more complicated than that.
It's always more complicated from the higher from the higher dimensions or perspectives. Absolutely. Yes, please share whatever is necessary or helpful for us. We would appreciate it.
Tyler speaks of Cahokia Mounds, and he's already reached out to you about this place being a hangout for the bird tribe, as he calls it. This is in fact true. There's an energy here. This is a I don't want to say meeting place, but it's a gathering. It's a gathering place for many different races. Although the bird tribe or avians seem to be prominent here, as they played a significant role when the people actually lived here, when this civilization was thriving. So this is a place where they feel at home. And they can still tap into the energy that necessary to pursue their mission here on this planet.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. And as I would imagine, you would like us to, or would be encouraged to visit there or gather there as guided. And I would love to gather there with him and other members this year. Do you have any advice or anything you would like us to focus on when we gather together?
Yes. Springtime is what you guys would know to be spring. is a likely more optimal time to visit this place, as we all understand what comes with spring. Everything is, it's a rebirth essentially for all plants and animals. And seek what's buried beneath the mounds, because mainstream is wrong. There is much more to this place than the people on your planet have yet to understand. Although some, very few, do understand what is going on here. It needs to be more well known.
Yes, yes. And it's coming to my remembrance that last year I visited the Serpent Mound here in Ohio in springtime, March 23rd, right before my birthday. Is that also likely energetically why I was guided around that time?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that time specifically for us, the birds, it's our favorite time. To put it in simple terms.
Beautiful, beautiful. And anything else you would like to share? Anything else you want us to know?
Just remember to be cautious when communicating or when connecting with beings claiming to be Ra.
Yes.
Because there are deceptors. There has been an infiltration, and it's very important to know who you are communicating with, as many people have been tricked. Ra has become popular on your planet, along with many other religious icons. And the negative forces on your planet understand this. They understand all of this to depths that even the awakening community doesn't understand. That's why they're able to take advantage of this situation and deceive people. So just remember to warn people of this and keep them aligned. That's all.
Yes, yes. And if you don't mind, brother, can you I'll share what guidance I provided, then clarification, and would be very, very appreciative from you. From my experience and what I've been witnessing, I always advise people to focus on their own higher self-integration first before communicating with other beings. As you're integrating your higher self, your discernment increases. And I am aware that many beings will answer to a name, but if you are integrating your higher self, having a higher level of discernment, you can actually feel for the truth, for their heart, for their soul's signature, which is much deeper and accurate than a name. Is that correct? And what advice would you give?
What you just described is something a master would describe because you nailed it. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. So many people want to they want validation from an external source. And this is where the deception comes in, because they get excited without discerning. And this is where they just sneak in, connecting with your higher self and understanding who you are, and by raising that vibration, by raising that frequency, you naturally unlock your gift of discernment, and you will know that in your gut when something is right and something is wrong. Unless you do this, you won't technically be able to tap into that ability to its fullest potential. Therefore, you might be emotionally compromised by another being that may seem to be giving a positive message because they have to, otherwise it wouldn't be a good trick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. And can you also give us some advice? From my understanding, there's also gatherings of avians in Mount Shasta. We've been also asked to visit that location. Do you have any advice or guidance as far as gathering for those of us who go to Mount Shasta this year? And I was asked to go in March.
Yes, springtime.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Shasta holds a similar energy to the Cahokia Mounds that we were speaking of earlier. It also shares energy with Mount Adams, which is not far. It's located on Isetti Ranch.
Yes.
There are actually pyramids here as well, but they are light pyramids. They don't have a physical structure in this reality.
Mm.
The mounds are also light pyramids that don't have a physical construction, although they do in a sense, and that's the remains that you see. Mount Shasta is clearly a channel for the sun. I guess you could call it the sun in the core of your earth, the inner earth sun, which consists of it's as close to source as you can get on planet Earth. And this Mount Shasta is a channel for this source energy. And it is extremely easy to tap in to this energy here. And it opens up a channel for you to communicate with many of the beautiful species that are living within the planet. This place is just to help further your understanding and broaden your understanding of your own planet.
Beautiful, beautiful. I thank you and I honor you, my dear brother. We love you.
They love you.